Porn destroys marriages in different ways. Porn destroys relationships in different ways. Porn destroys the youth in a different way. Porn destroys singles in a different way. But let me tell you how far we've come along with porn. When it comes down to porn, did you know porn as an industry is bigger than the NBA, NFL, and MLB combined just in America? And did you know the porn industry generates more revenues than ABC, NBC, CBS combined, $15 to $97 billion per year, roughly, and it's around $3,075 per second that the porn industry makes. But let me show you how far we've come along. Did you know the first porn ever produced in America was called The Kiss? Do you know who produced it? Thomas Edison. Yes, Thomas Edison. Let me read you a little bit from this website called theoldest.org about the first porn called The Kiss. No one alive today would have considered The Kiss to be a pornographic film, but at the time of its release, it was considered shocking and obscene. As the name implies, the movie depicted the very first kiss on film. It was a reenactment of the kiss between stage actor Mae Irwin and John Rice from the final scene of the musical The Widow Jones. Although the kissing scene was very chaste, just a short peck on the lips, it caused widespread uproar. Just a short peck on the lips. The Roman Catholic Church even called for censorship and moral reform because kissing in public could lead to prosecution. Several newspapers published disapproving editorials, and police presence was requested in many places where the film was screened. Today, The Kiss is preserved in the U.S. National Film Registry for its cultural significance. Now, let's fast forward 19 years later. The first porn that there's actual scene penetration, the whole nine, is 1915. It's called A Free Ride, produced by unknown, you ready? Listed as Gay Paris Pictures Company. And this is a whole story about a girl, a guy, two girls, threesome, the whole nine. And now today, if I was to ask you right now, porn today, where do you see it? Pretty much everywhere. By the way, did you know the first time child pornography in America became illegal was 1984? Did you know the first time that they made animal crush fetish pornography was first made unlawful in 1999, but that initial law was ruled unconstitutional and had to be revised in 2010? 1999. It's not too long. It's only 25 years ago. There's so many directions to go with this when it comes down to porn, and we even asked ChatGPT, what are the benefits of watching porn? And you have to hear what ChatGPT said about porn, but today we're going to talk about the industry of porn and negative effects of porn in your life. If you get value out of this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Let's get right into it. So, question, ChatGPT, what are the benefits of porn? Number one, sexual education. Pornography can provide a source of sexual education for individuals who may not have access to comprehensive sex education. Number two, sexual exploration and expression. Porn allows individuals to explore their sexual fantasies and desires in a private, controlled environment. Number three, stress relief. Number four, improved intimacy. For couples, watching porn together serves a means to improve their communication about sexual desires. Number five, normalizing sexual diversity. Number six, economic benefits. The pornography industry generates significant economic activity, providing employment and contributing to the economy through production, distribution, and related services. Ask many porn stars what happened when they were in the industry. See if it was a great life that they had. Now, to be fair to ChatGPT, because a lot of kids use ChatGPT today, we also asked what are the negative effects of porn. Here's what ChatGPT had to say. Number one, addiction. Number two, intimacy problems. Excessive consumption can create emotional and physical distance between partners. Number three, social and ethical concerns. Porn often objectifies participants, reducing them to mere objects of sexual gratification. Number four, impact on young people. Premature exposure, easy access to porn can lead to early exposure among children and teenagers, affecting their understanding of sex and consent. Number five, health concerns. Mental health. Regular consumption can be linked to issues like anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem. Impact on productivity. Porn can be a significant distraction, leading individuals to spend excessive amounts of time watching it instead of focusing on productive activities. So now you'll talk to a lot of people. Some people say, porn, what's wrong with porn? Nothing's wrong with porn. And someone will say, wait a minute, what are you talking about? It's horrible for you. Here's an exchange between Candace Owens and Cardi B. Candace Owens says on May 21st, 2024, ban pornography. It's a psychological weapon intended to weaken our men. And then Cardi B responds back and says, oh my God, why y'all so against porn? Is it that bad for y'all? I enjoy it, but I don't know, I guess like a 6 times a year thing. I personally don't feel no connection or addiction to it. Just a little quick one or two. Nothing like real intimacy. And then Cardi B says, how? It actually should teach men how to please a woman. Now, I'm 45. While I was in Germany in the early 90s here, the show was Baywatch. Everybody watched David Hasselhoff, and boom, Pamela Anderson shows up, right? I think her name was CJ in the show, if I'm not mistaken. So what happens to her? People are in love. She dates this guy. Videos released. Pamela Anderson then talks about the dark side of porn. You think Pamela Anderson is a little bit qualified to talk about the dark side of porn? Here's what she had to say about it.
And I think we need a sensual revolution, because in the age of technology, there's so much access, and I feel like people are becoming desensitized, and they need multiple visual images that get weirder and stranger, and it's a big concern. I have children, and two teenage boys, and you have a child,
and it's a 14-year-old boy.
It's worrisome when I talk to a lot of mothers, and I know I'm part of the problem. I should probably disqualify myself from this whole situation because I was in Playboy and I had a tape stolen from my home and exploited all over the world, and people saw things that they should have never seen. But I didn't think Playboy was pornographic.
No, and I think people, I'm sure, will say, Pamela Anderson is saying, don't watch porn. Hang on, she did naked.
Have you ever been treated like a porn star in bed? It's no fun at all. Slapped, hit, called names, spit on, that's sex.
And have you experienced that?
I have, and I never want to have that happen again, because I think people also put that image on me thinking they have to be wild and crazy, and then I'm thinking, God, this porn addiction, when a woman who is, living, breathing, lying in bed and your husband's in the bathroom with a computer, there's something going on that's not normal.
I can't imagine any husband of yours being in the bathroom with a computer,
yes.
married to you.
Yes.
Is that something you've experienced?
Yes, I have.
That man was trying to spit game. Didn't work out too well for him, right? But even she's saying this with two boys she's raising. Hey, treat girls this way. They're not interested in this. They're not interested in that. So I personally have had experience with different friends and associates within the effects of porn, what it's had in them in marriage, personal life, single, all that stuff. And I'll give you my experience here. But a few things. When you look at numbers, 4% of websites today in America, porn sites. 13% of web searches, porn. That means 1 out of 6 searches on Google are about porn. 20% of mobile searches, porn. 87% of pornography being consumed are by men, 13% women, 93% of boys, and 63% of girls will be exposed to internet porn before turning the age of 18. The average age of first exposure is now 11 years old. Some surveys even say 8 years old. So what do these stats mean? I mean, when it comes down to singles, our birth rate today is the lowest it's ever been. Why is it the lowest it's ever been? Porn is accessible to you, to your phone, no matter where you go. At least in the 90s or 80s, it was DVD or VHS. Now it's right here, anytime. So I have an option to go on a date with a girl, or let me just pull up a porn real quick. No more motivation to want to go out there and meet somebody. That drive to want to go meet with somebody. Watch this here now. Pew Research found that 47% of Americans say dating is harder now than it was 10 years ago. And by the way, for some of you, like, come on, man. I mean, who cares? Leave them alone. Let's think like a libertarian. Let people do whatever they want to do with their bodies. Totally understand. But I tell you one thing. If I got my enemy that I'm going up against, and a lot of people hate America, and if I wanted to find a way to get their men to be weak and crippled and low energy and just drive us out to not want to compete, I maybe would introduce a lot of porn to the U.S. Matter of fact, why don't we look at some data? What percentage of websites porn are hosted in the U.S.? You ready? Here's data. The top 10 host countries for websites containing pornographic content. Who do you think is number one? U.S. 60% worldwide. There's 8-9 billion people living in the world. We got 340 million of it. 8 billion. 340 million of it is ours, which is what? Roughly 4%? We got 4% of the population, yet 60% of the porn. Why? Netherlands, number 2, is 26%. They're pretty competitive, apparently. UK, 7%. Then it drops off to Germany, France, Canada, Australia, Japan, Czech, and Virgin Islands. 60% in US, you think that produces stronger men that want to go out there and compete and do stuff? I don't know. This is definitely going to be hurting the younger generation, not necessarily people that are at a different age bracket. This hurts the younger generation more than the rest. By the way, at least back in the days, you watch porn, it was just a video, right? Today, you can actually have a relationship with the porn star on a website called OnlyFans with over 120 million registered users. And on OnlyFans, 2 million content creators. OnlyFans has an average of 420 million monthly active users. And when a research and a study was done, female creators on OnlyFans face harsher consequences compared to male creators. A 2021 report from Avery Center found that 34% of OnlyFans creators surveyed reported negative mental or physical health effects like anxiety, depression, shame, and low self-esteem. When you put your body out there and you're making money, everybody else sees it. You go to work, you go anywhere. It's like, I just saw your stuff on a video. That does something to you. It ought to do something to you if you do go through it. So now, here's my thoughts on porn. When I was in the Army, we had a guy at our unit was called the GOAT. He came in, when he came to the unit, everybody would talk about this guy. Big, tall, African-American, E6, corner 600 VHS. Everyone's like, oh, what's he watching this? All the categories. He had this. You pick and choose whatever you wanted. He had it. He was the modern day, whatever porn site it is, at our unit, right? So we do watch it. Let's watch this tonight. Let's watch that tonight. I get out of the Army, and when I start building a sales organization, you start experiencing and hearing about different guys that are dealing with porn in different ways. One of my guys that I was working with, his porn started like going from regular porn, then he started watching, and he watched some stuff that one day I walked in on an office. Some of the stuff this guy watched was, I don't even want to tell you what he watched, but go to what he was watching. And I looked at this guy, I said, man, you okay watching this stuff? Well, everybody has a different fetish. This is a very weird fetish, bro. This fetish is not actually healthy for you. And this fetish is actually not healthy for society. You're going here, yeah, what's wrong with that? A lot of stuff is wrong with this. You shouldn't be doing this. Now, I'm not trying to judge. Everybody sins in a different way, but I was trying to encourage him to get away from that. Then fast forward, you're running a business, you got husband and wives that deal with their own things. And hey, so tell me, how are things with you guys? Oh, I haven't, my wife and I haven't had sex for 4 months. And it was, you guys having sex for 4 months? No, why not? We just haven't had sex for 4 months. We thought that's normal. That's not normal. No, that's not normal. Why? Private conversations. If I tell you 100, I'm giving you a small number. So 100 plus conversations like this, and hey, I'm addicted to this, and I just enjoy this more than I enjoy the real sex. You enjoy porn, man. Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff I see here in my imaginations, I'm like hurting marriages. Then, you're in a relationship, you're like, man, Tinder, this, that, and the pursuit of the hunt of trying to go out there and meet somebody. Why would I want to get into a marriage anyway? Swipe right, less responsibility, less risk. FYI, apps like Tinder on all these other places actually does the complete opposite of motivating a guy to want to be with a girl, because he can get it at any time because the app is so accessible, especially the ones that are maybe earners, top earners, have so many options. All the other guys that are sitting there trying to find a wife and trying to build a family, those options are gone because the girls are... The whole thing right now is built to make men weaker and destroy them. And any civilization, any country you give me that's addicted to porn, that's addicted to these types of things, I'm not one to judge, but I will tell you, if an enemy wants to destroy a society, do whatever you can to destroy them early on. The young men, if you can destroy them early and you get them addicted to things like this very early on, you're going to have them within the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years. It's no time until all of a sudden you've destroyed their character, what's on the inside, and it's at that time very easy to take them down. And by the way, guys, this topic, porn, I know a lot about this because I was a manager at Bally Total Fitness in Chatsworth when 80% of the porn was being shot at Chatsworth, and I met all these guys. They used to come to the gym. I was a manager of the gym. So you would always see what they're going through, what they're doing, the amount of drugs they were doing to produce the films, and how the dark side of it, hey, looks glorified, I'm a porn star, but on the back end, they were not happy people. A lot of them are not happy people. Person in the porn industry probably had a bad life. Father wasn't there. There's a lot of trauma with that, right? It's all acting that you're watching, right? I'm not sitting here telling you I'm a saint and I walk on water and oh my gosh, I'm this Christian guy. I became a Christian at 25. What do you think I did the first 25 years of my life? What do you think? I'm not sitting here telling you I walk on water. All I'm telling you is, if you can get ahead of this early on in your life, this can help you in a big way. If you're a father or a mother that's involved with your kids, like Pamela's talking about the stuff with her sons, a father, you got to get ahead of this. I had the conversation about something like this yesterday, one of my kids. We ought to get ahead of them, because if we don't, it's so, at 8 years old, they're being exposed, at 11 years old, they're being exposed to this, right? This is not good for the psyche. You know how they say, wow, social dilemma, social media is so horrible for you. Oh my God, it's going to destroy your life. That's social media. How much worse is if kids get in front of this at a young age? What do you think it does to them? Wow, I don't have these, well, I don't have this spot, I don't have this thing, I don't have this, that, oh, I'm this, oh my God, I'm not. See, it messes with your whole thing, right? It completely messes your whole thing, because that becomes your God. To each his own. This is my suggestion to you as a man who knows what it is to be single, acting like a fool. God got a hold of me, changed my life, and I'm a father now, trying to teach my guys, my kids, things that maybe my dad wasn't able to sit down and teach me, because my dad's 82 years old. This kind of stuff didn't happen. They didn't have access to the internet to have these types of conversation. But anyways, that's my feedback to you. Now, having said that, if you got value out of this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We also did a video a few months back, maybe a year ago or something, called The Loneliness Epidemic. If you've never watched it, click here to watch it. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye, bye-bye.